Hello, everybody. Welcome to my live IG Super Bowl prediction that I did not give on my podcast. I wanted to keep it for my Instagram live right now. But make sure you guys listen to my podcast on my YouTube channel, Too Good to Be True podcast, on my Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcast that has been released. Yesterday that I released on my video, and I just released it today. If you haven't heard it, now let's get right to it with the Super Bowl prediction. The Chiefs versus the Eagles. Yet again, the rematch from Super Bowl, what was it, 57? 57. I can tell you right now, today is going to be legendary. And I don't know who's going to win, but it's going to be legendary for a couple of reasons. So let's start with the Eagles. Why did I say legendary? Not for the reason why I say this, because everything will be play out on the field. Every card's gonna play out in the field. Well, I will say this tonight at the Super Bowl, and there's a lot of storyline can go with this Super Bowl. I think this one's gotta be the most intense Super Bowl I can ever remember. All my life, I watched Super Bowl. I can remember the first Super Bowl that I watched, Super Bowl 37. The Tampa Buccaneers versus the Oakland Raiders. I was just a kid, so I don't remember that much. But my real actual Super Bowl that I watched, it was Super Bowl 41. The Colts versus the Bears. Peyton Manning won his first Super Bowl, and it meant something to him. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be very, very difficult that I will pick, because every Super Bowl that we pick is rather one, not gonna be true, two, the game that everybody hope gonna be is not gonna be good, which it happens sometimes. Some Super Bowl are good, some Super Bowl are not great. And those kind of Super Bowl are very rare to have a good or excellent Super Bowl, because most of those Super Bowl can be very blowout and can be really a one-sided thing. But we cannot deny this Super Bowl will be excellent, will be legendary. So who do I have to pick for the Super Bowl? So like I said, let's put all the cards on the field. For the Eagles, for them, it's very important, and I'll tell you why. Number one, 2 years ago, I remember, and I watched that Super Bowl. It was pretty much a close game. If it wasn't for that last call, I think the Eagles would have won that Super Bowl. I'll be honest with you. The Eagles would have won that Super Bowl that year. If it wasn't for that last call. So and obviously a lot of those players will remember what happened 2 years ago with that Super Bowl. For Jalen Hurts, it's going to be very important, because he can say that I was the second player to dethrone Tom Brady. Not Tom Brady, but Patrick Mahomes, We've seen that Tom Brady beat him twice, one in the AFC and one in the Super Bowl. Joe Burrow has beat him in the AFC Championship. But for Jalen Hurts, it's very, very, very important because he can redeem himself. For Saquon Barkley is also, let's say Saquon Barkley also is very important because remember, last summer in free agency, the New York Giants let him go to explore somewhere, um, uh, to explore other team who really wanted him. And guess what? The Philadelphia Eagle have him. So for that, the Giants look very bad. Now you see Saquon Barkley going is in the Super Bowl. He will do a lot of legendary things. And do you think how many? I think he will run like what, 105 yard, more than 105 yard, in my opinion. But we cannot hope that the Saquon Barkley will light up. For Coach Sirianni, is also going to be important because he has to redeem also because, like I said a couple of minutes ago, that they should have won the Super Bowl 2 years ago if it wasn't for that call. But for what doesn't make him for him, like Sirianni, I think he will probably be in the class of those coach who won the Super Bowl. He will be in that club. Maybe not multiple Super Bowl, but be in the conversation. In the conversation. But for Mark Sirianni, it's very important to be in that elite club. Now let's go with the Chief. What does it mean for the Chief? For Patrick Mahomes, he's going to be in. Actually, he's already in, but he's going to be even more in the conversation of the GOAT, greatest of all time. He's going to be in the conversation of the greatest of all time. Lord knows how many Super Bowl ring and who's gonna win the Super Bowl. But I don't know how old is Patrick Mahomes. Now, I'm gonna look. I never do my research. How old is Patrick Mahomes? Patrick Mahomes. How old is he? Yeah, he's 29 years old. I mean, he's got a long way to go. He got a long way to go. So he had more time to surpass Tom Brady. I'll be honest with you. And yeah, yes, Patrick Mahomes is going to be very important. Now, what this does for Andy Reid? It means for him that he's in the elite club with one of those coaches who won multiple Super Bowl. He could be in the elite with Bill Belichick, uh, uh who not what's the coach? Bill Walsh, Bill Walsh, or who else? Who else is gonna be in the conversation? Not yeah, Don Shula. He got multiple Super Bowl. Jimmy Johnson had multiple Super Bowls. Who else? Chuck Norris. Yeah, I forgot Chuck Norris. He's in the conversation. He Andy Reid would be in this conversation. So that's what it means for him. For Travis Kelce, what does it mean for him? It means that he needs to be in probably an all time great tight end of all time. Him and Gronk will be in the discussion. Who's the better tight end, Gronk or Travis Kelce? So that's gonna play in. Yeah, I didn't even reach to the defense side of both teams. So what does it mean for the Chiefs defense? So according to Lam on my ex formerly Twitter, uh, on the 33rd team, according to that, he said that the Eagles had the second best scoring defense, 17.8 per point per allowed, and the second best rushing offense. Now I'm talking, yeah, offense. I mean, Saquon Barkley. I think, yeah, Saquon Barkley of this season, 179.3 rush per game. So the last time that happened, think about that. The last time to win a Super Bowl with both a top rushing offense and top scoring defense, it was in the 85 Bears. If you don't know, the 85 Bears is Walter Payton, Michael Singletary, winning the refrigerator, all those the monster, the midway in the 85. Those those um those those gonna be probably one of the greatest team of all time in the history of the NFL. Now, and also before we continue, I want him because I'm watching the NFL countdown. I want him to welcome back Randy Moss, who just got a cancer free. He was battling cancer, and please welcome him. Welcome back with open home. So thank you, Randy Moss. Thank God he's okay. So God bless him, and I wish nothing but the best for him. Now, my prediction, like everybody will ask, who's gonna win the Super Bowl? Man, I want to see history, but I do think Eagles wants his revenge. They want the revenge. It's pretty much similar to when the Eagles faced the Patriot. I remember the 2000, I believe 2004 Patriot, who won back to back, and they beat Donovan McNabb, Philadelphia Eagle, on that Super Bowl, that 30 Super Bowl 39, and Super Bowl what was it? Super Bowl not the 52. Eagle got the revenge and they won the Super Bowl with Nick Foles and those crew. On the other side, you got the Chiefs. They want to make history. They want to be the first team in the history of the NFL to three-peat. That's something never happened before. The Patriots were close. The Steelers were close. The 49ers were close. The Broncos were close. And the Packers were close. But none of them went three-peat. I would say this. In my general, my prediction is the Eagles will win the Super Bowl. But I know in my heart you can't count out the Chiefs and you cannot count out Patrick Mahomes. So right now I'm gonna pick the Chiefs. If I'm wrong, I will be on Tuesday morning when I'll do my podcast. I will admit that on my podcast that I was wrong. Maybe I'm not gonna watch the Super Bowl. Maybe not because I will be very tired. But I will rewatch the highlights and give it my thought on it. And I'm gonna discuss this on my podcast. So thank you very much for watching me live on my YouTube channel. And don't forget to follow my YouTube channel, my podcast on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, and my YouTube channel, Too Good to Be True podcast. So thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.